G'day, how are you? This is Steve. Hey, welcome to Woodworking Masterclass. And I'm so thrilled to have decent internet. Thank you, Starlink. Oh, absolutely thrilled. I just ran a check to see what my upload speed was with that other mob that I was with. The best I could ever get seemed to be 4. I'm running at about 16 now. So we should all be good to go. I'm happy. I'm hardwired. I'm not doing it Wi-Fi. And very, very happy. Okay, so what I'm going to do today is a few things. Now that I'm actually been able to stream without worrying about it conking out or doing weird things. It's quick, isn't it? Well, from my end, it's quick. I'm really happy about that. Where are we? Hang on. Let me see if I can get that up. I should be able to get chat up in a tick. And we will be rocking and rolling. Yeah, so I've got some picture frames that the glass is broken in. And I thought, well, I might as well fix those. It's a caricature of an illustration of the first book that I had published. But that's not woodwork. And this one, Susie bought me this years ago. And the glass is broken. So I thought I would fix that. And then I found that when I was cleaning the office out, I found this 1914 paper that obviously came in a newspaper. And I thought, that's the go. I'll frame that and give that to my son because he just absolutely loves State of Origin. Okay, let me see if I can get chat up. G'day Louise, how are you? Nice to have you on board. Are you busy? Did you have a good birthday? Susie's birthday tomorrow, but what I ordered most likely won't be in, so she's just going to have to wait. Actually, I'll tell you what, I'm going to put the aircon on. Oh, there we go. Is it on? Yep. Oh, so the first things I've got to do is I might as well fix the frames that just need glass. So we will see. Oh, this one's an easy one. I like this one. Look at that. They just pinch off on the corners. Like, yeah. Like, oh, I don't know. I'll work it out. I'll work it out. I'll move this glass so I don't break it. So I have a tendency of busting glass. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I only need 2, but I thought I'd bring a couple down as spares because you never know. And I should be able to get one frame out of this piece of glass, I think. There's silverfish and everything. Had a good birthday. I'm not getting my present till that. Oh, well, there you go. See? Good things come to those that wait. All right, so I should be able to get a small frame out of that one. So I'll put that over there and should get a bit out of that one. This is the new 48 string harp that I'm doing. I have to glue that together, and that's what I was going to do that last night, but just didn't get around to it. But this one's a lot bigger than the other ones I was making previously to give you an idea of the size. There you go. It's that big. So it's a full size one. I do enjoy doing the folk harps, and I think that's what I'm going to focus on, but I thought I'd make a couple of big ones just in case, and I'm expecting a phone call, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my phone on airplane. There you go. And there you go. Done. I've been up to all sorts of things. Mainly tidying, Louise. Trying to tidy anyway. Oh, hang on, we've got a bit of lag there. Not happy with that. Okay, so I've got a problem, and I think the problem could be in the router that I'm using. So I might have to update my router because I've got absolutely no drama with the speed I'm now getting. All right, and if it does go, it only goes for a short amount of time, doesn't it? But at least I know I'm getting good speed. Before, I wasn't getting good speed, and you really didn't know what the go was. Okay, so first one, I'll pull this one to bits. I'm actually going to put these up as little standalone videos. So I'm recording them, and this one, I've got to work out how these come out now. G'day, Joe! Thanks for dropping in all the way from New York. Welcome from Brisbane, Australia. Oh, okay. That just slides out. I forget when I got that cartoon. That must have been a while ago. So now I need a piece of glass the size of that. Whoop. Let me slice my hand open. Glass cutter. And what's this down here? How big's this one? If I can get them both out the one piece, I'll be quite happy. Should be able to get that out of there. All right, so first of all, I want a straight edge. Cutting glass is really quite simple. You see that? What are we going on? Go on that one there. Just move that in. The trick is you got to be confident. If you're not confident, there's every chance you're going to botch it. Now, by confident, what I mean is just take one stroke, and that's all you need. If you try and do multiple cuts, you end up in all sorts of problems. So one cut all the way down. If you like, and if you're wondering what that little hammer bit's for, whoops, that's for just tapping the glass. Or I have seen people on smaller sheets say, tap the back, and it brings the fracture all the way through. And with a pair of, oh, these are Gros pliers, just, there we go. I would have preferred that came off in one go, but it wasn't to be. So there I've got a nice straight edge. Get rid of these bits. Unfortunately, you can't put this down and run the glass cutter around it because the cutter tip is about 2 mil away from the edge. So what I do is, let me get some masking tape. Get a bit of masking tape that doesn't fall off the tape. It's the trouble with masking tape. It gets to a certain age, it seems to have a mind of its own and it won't come off cleanly, which is really, really annoying. Okay, Here's a straight bit. So what I'm going to do is put that along the edge of what it is I want to cut. Then get my ruler alongside that, and then that cutting wheel, I rest that on the ruler. Oh, sorry, on the edge of the tape. And then I bring the ruler up to where this shoulder is sitting. That way I've got a fence for the glass cutter to sit on, and I'm pretty well on the mark. Now one, that's not going to work, or we might get away with it, I don't know. Might. Oh no, I'll get away with that. What happened there was I lost concentration and I went away from my line. But it's okay. Normally you can allow for a little bit of missing because you've got that frame it's got to go into, so that's not too bad. We'll get away with that. You can just see there it hasn't got a bit of glass, but that doesn't matter. So now we've got to get a straight edge. You could use a square, I suppose. And just start just off the glass and make sure you go off the other end of the glass. That way I get a nice clean break like that. Same for the top here. What I'm going to do, I'm not even going to do the tape thing now. I'm this down a couple of mil off the bottom of the glass. So you can see there, that's protruding off the bottom, and that will allow for that shoulder on the cutter. So if I use this edge, and if I hold my mouth right, we should be a good fit. Off the glass, straight over off the other end. And then just crack. Like that. Now we'll see how we did. That goes there, that goes there. And that goes there. I'm just going to clean the glass. I had some glass cleaner a while ago. Do you think I can remember where I put it? Hang on, let me have a look. I looked at it, I thought, what did I buy that for? I must have bought it for a reason. I did. I just forgotten what the reason is. What's this clean and clear synthetic chamois? I do not know. Anyway, we'll give it a squirt of water and it should be okay. No buffering, but sounds like pauses. Much better than Telstra. Absolutely. Okay, so this is just water. Yeah, I think that could be the router. If you saw the router I'm using, it's a bit how you going. There we go. I mean, you could use glass cleaner by all means. And if I had some, I would use it. But I don't. Okay, this is going to be the inside bit, so I'll make sure that's all nice and clean. And then I can polish the outside bit when I've got it all in. Ah, now that goes there, that goes there, that goes there. And where's the other bit I took off? Oh, that's handy. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Stop looking, I found it. And this should go in there like... I don't know how long this frame's been broken, but it's certainly nice to get it fixed. Give it a nice rub on the... And there you go. New piece of glass on an old frame. Fixed it up a treat. Except you didn't see that. There it is, all fixed up. Just a piece of glass. Yeah, you got to be mindful too. I just remembered, when you're doing it, make sure the glass you're using isn't thicker than the glass you took out. This is 2 mil, so I figured that was pretty good. Nathaniel! Still got some different size picture frames, glass pre-cut as standard sizes. I'm prepared. Don't throw them away, Nathaniel. Don't throw them away, because I'll guarantee when you throw them away, you'll need them. Okay. Well, that did that one. So now let's have a look at this one. This one's slightly different back. So we'll just peel those off. Pop that out. Oops. Ah. There we go. And I want a bit of glass that size. Well, there's another way you could do it too. If you've got a texture, I've got a fine point one here, and I'm just going to draw around there. So there you can see I've got a fine line draw glass. And I like working with the shortest length possible. So if I go this way, I've got to cut this part off here. But if I go this way, then that shortens that one. It's just the way I am. We don't need that masking tape, so we can take that off. And as I said, if you're a little bit short, it really doesn't matter, because you've got a border on the frame. There you go. And you just give that a bit of a tap. Not too hard, or you can break the whole lot. And then just gently, I twist it and pull it at the same time, and it seems to work. That I can use in kaleidoscopes. So I'll keep that. All right. So now I've just got this bit here to do. It is harder the thicker the glass. This is 2mm glass I'm using, which is really, really quite nice to... Up, went off there. Okay, so what I'm going to do, you can see that went off on the line. We'll break that. And then this part here, I might have another crack at it. See if I can straighten it up. There we go. And these are called Gros pliers, or Grosling pliers. And you can adjust the mouth so it doesn't pinch it. You can have it about the size of the glass. And there we go. All done. Be very, very careful with those splinters of glass because they are extremely sharp and can cause a bit of grief. Okay, so let's just wet this. This is the inside piece. Yeah, look, methylated spirits or window cleaner definitely is the best for doing this, but as I said, I can't find it. I've got some water here, that will do. So I'm more interested on making sure the inside is nice and clean because I can do the outside once I've got it framed. There we go. So I'll put this over this, and that can go in there. Actually, I might just cut that to size too. Someone gave me this, many, many years ago when I was at a particularly low point in my life. And is it gonna focus or what? Not gonna focus, is it? Oh, what's going on? Focus. It's not going to do it. But anyway, what it says is, it's not only giants that do great things. Okay, now I'll pick all that up. Put the frame over the top. Little metal things are getting in the way. Oh, tell you what, they're hard metal too. There we go. How are we looking? All right. Screwdriver, knock them down. Oh. And there you go. Easy peasy. All right, they're jobs that have been, I should have done years ago. But you sort of never sort of get around to doing it. But anyway, they're done now. They're done now. Brenda, g'day. How are you? It's lovely to be back streaming. I've got to go next couple of days up to the shops. So when I do, I'm going to buy myself another router, I think. See if I can get one that's going to be a little bit quicker. And that will fix all our dramas. Okay, let's make a frame. I don't know which way to make this. I don't know which way to do it. I could do one with miters, but I don't know. We'll cut the timber up first. How about that? Okay. So this is what I want to frame, which is, as I showed you before, a 2014 State of Origin poster that I found in the office. I speak State of Origin, if you don't know, if you're not in Australia, it's a great rivalry between states. I suppose the American equivalent would have to be the World Series, only with more blood. And it's been going for a long time now. And I bought my son, no, it wasn't a State of Origin jersey. It was a Broncos jersey many years ago. And it had all the stars of the day. And those that can remember had Wally Lewis, Gene Miles, Sam Backo, and all the great players from the possibly 80s or 90s. Don't know. No, it must have been the 90s. And anyway, they'd all signed this jersey. And I brought it home for it, and he wore it, and he washed it, and he wore it, and he washed it, and he wore it, and he washed it. And he said to me the other day, Dad, what did you let me wear it for? It'll be worth a fortune now, and you can barely see the signatures. But anyway, he got fun out of it, and that's the main thing. Keep your kids happy. Don't forget, they're the ones that are going to look after you. Okay, what do I want? I've got to work out the size of this. So it is 43 mil or 17 inches. So if we go 10 mil either side, that's 43, that's 41. Okay. Better make some notes because I'm going to forget all this. Okay. 41 mil. That's exposed by 30 mil minus 10 minus 20, 28 mil. You just can't get decent pencils nowadays. By 28 mil. Okay, that's the whole of the aperture that is required. So now I've got to work out how thick I want it. If I go 50 mil, I think it'll look good. Okay. So we're going to get 50 mil out of that. Yep. Yeah, 50 mil. All right, I'm going to put two lengths of this at 50 mil. That should give me what I want. So we'll go over to the table saw. Good idea, keep them wrapped in newspaper. Well, there you go. They're a good router too, Nathaniel. Just watch your fingers. Okay, I'll go and rip these at 50 mil, so we'll go over to the table saw. Oh. Oh, dear. Isn't that pretty? You can see it. That's the pillar of that harp I showed you I'm making at the moment. Queensland quilted maple. All right. Let's go just over 50 mil. Put that there before I knock that on the ground. Okie dokie. Just run a plane over that. I could quickly go in the next shed and do it, but no, I'll do it here. So I might just have a little shot of water in there. If I can find the water. It's going to hold it nice and steady for me. Okay. Oh dear. Grab a number 7. There we go. And we'll just give this a couple of bit more on the end there. That's pretty good. Same on the other side. There you go. Oh, that smells nice too. Japanese cedar, it's got a real citrusy smell to it, which is very nice. Oh, we might even do this by hand. Yeah, we'll make this one by hand. Why not? Oh. intend using a router, but who cares? Who cares? Okay, we'll square that off. Cut that. Now, let's have a go to there, go to there. We'll cut this end off then. Make sure it's square. Which is pretty. It's pretty square anyway. So all I did there is just marked it with a square. Oh, pointing the wrong way. I'll do that again, seeing you didn't see it. So all I'm doing is marking this with a knife, with a square. That's what I want to cut off. This is the side I want to keep. This is the rubbish side. So what I'm going to do is run a chisel on the waste side, just at an angle. This is pretty bony. And that then has created a fence from the saw to sit in. And I was going to use, I might use a tenon saw. There you go. I was going to use a crosscut saw, but this will give me a cleaner cut. And then when you get to the end like this, just have the weight of the saw. And in fact, pick the saw up a bit so it's, and then you gently do it until you're through. Don't force it. That way you get a nice clean edge. Whereas if I forced it, I'll force it on this one and I'll show you what I mean. Okay, so square. Mark it. So I'll bring it up a bit more. Square it off. Mark it. Run the chisel through on the waste side. That gives you a nice little pocket for your saw to sit in. Now, I'll push this through hard, because I'm in a hurry. Now, that's the one that I did slowly. That was the one I pushed through. And you can see this one here is rough and ragged. So what I'll do it again, only I'll do it slowly and control the weight of the saw. For the first 7/8, it doesn't matter, or 3/4, but that last bit, you want to take control of the weight of the saw, and just imagine the teeth just kissing the fibres below. And then you get a nice clean cut like that. Okay, so actually, I think I'll do it to this end too. For timber like this, I might even go back to a Japanese saw. It's very light and easy to work with. Okay, well, we'll try a Japanese saw. But the same thing, remember, Japanese saws cut on the pull, not the push. And again, The first 3/4, don't worry about it. Be as fast as you like, but that last little bit, just allow the weight of the saw, or less than the weight of the saw, to do the cutting. And there you go, beautiful. In fact, that's most likely a better cut than you'd get off of a drop saw. We could go and do it, I suppose. Wait a minute, okay, I'll go and do it. I'll drop this bit on the drop saw. It says he, hopefully, and I've lost the plug. There we go. Oh no, much of a muchness. Well, actually, I think if you've got a microscope, that's the one I did on the saw, and you can see some raggedy edges there, and that's what I cut with a handsaw. So yeah, it is a bit better. Anyway, not to worry. Where are we up to? Back here. Max, good morning, my fellow broom maker. How are you, mate? Yeah, very happy and chirpy today. I am. I got decent internet. And if it lets me down a little bit, it's because the software I'm using, not the providers. So it was good. So what am I going to do? All right, I know what we'll do. We'll make. I won't do a mitered one. I've done those before. I'll do a. What do you call it? I'm stuck. It's not a mortar and tenon. It's a. Oh, it's one of those joints anyway. Lap joint. Thank goodness for that. I was going to hang my apron up and retire. We'll do a lap joint. Oh, okay. So, for that, ooh, just let myself in for a world of pain then, didn't I? No, that's all right. No, doesn't matter. We will persevere. Okay. How much overhang do we want? I reckon about that much. Yeah, it looks good. 80 mil. 70 mil look like. Isn't it funny? You wouldn't think 10 mil would make that much difference, but it does. I caught up with some old friends from school the other day, and I'm talking 55 years since I've seen them, and it was just brilliant. I was really reluctant to do it because, no, we're going to have to make it 70 because that's the length I've got. Okay, 70 overhang. And you know, you go through life, you grow apart and you do your own thing and what have you. And you really think, you haven't really affected anyone and no one really gives you a second thought. But catching up with these people that I knew in primary school, and all of a sudden, well, there's a guy that, I don't know, one of my best mates, I suppose, caught up with him last night. I got a lovely message from him. He said, "You've made my year." He said, "I often wondered what happened to you." And even Susie commented today, she said, "You're always talking about him." And doing? Well, now I've found out, so I'm happy. Now, what are we going? 70. Let's go 65 to be safe. To be safe. Okay, that's 300 plus 65. So that's 365 and 430 plus 65, 495. Add that together. 890 all up. What's the shortest one I've got? Other stuff there I can cut up, I suppose, if I need. 860. 860, I'm happy. Oh, laughing. Oh, well, we can go 80 then, can't we? What did I say? 65, we've got an extra 15 onto that then. 380. 510. 890. We can do it. That's it. So first two are 510. The next two is 380. Okay, we'll do the 510s first. The longest ones. We still go. Look at that. This really is fantastic. Just to have the confidence that I'm and people can see me. No, that's too short. $430 plus 80. That's 510. Oh, wait a minute. No. There you go. That's how my brain works. What I did, I measured that and I wanted to have an 80 overhang. So I added 180. I've got to add 2 80s. So that could make a whole heap of difference. So 300 plus 65 twice, which is 130, is 430. And this one here is 430 plus 130, which is 560. So we got 430, 560, 999. Okay, that makes more sense. So 560 is the first one. This is going to be the waste side. I'm going to rub that mark off because you know what's going to happen. I'm going to end up cutting it. Just run the chisel up there and we'll do the same here. What did I say it was? 560. Which is there. And run the chisel up there. All right, cut both of these first. Hope this isn't too confusing. It's confusing for me and I'm doing it. Oh, look, it's just so nice to be down in the workshop again. I've got to tell you. Okay. What have we got here? Is that a chicken or a wife? Sounds like a chicken. Excuse me for a tick. Are you pretty right? It's a black chook in one of my storage shelves, pulling all the stuff out. Okay, here we go. That's one. It's got to be the shorter bit. Okay, now these shorter bits, they have to be $4.30. Right. Gee, I tell you what, I'm only just making it. There we go. Okay. I guess the other thing I want to show with doing this, just with hand tools, you don't need a whole heap of equipment. But what you do need is whatever you have has to be sharp. And patience. I'll get back into that one in a minute. I know I'm going to use these again, but I'm trying to keep organised. Okay, what have we got? Now, g'day, Jared. How are you, mate? G'day, T-Bone. And we miss you. Oh, Max, you're just the best. Look, in all honesty, I've missed it. And as some of you know, I wasn't overly chuffed with what I was getting. Now I'm thinking here, I'm thinking I might have messed this up already. Doesn't matter, we can still make a frame. Okay. We put that That there. Oh, no, it's still going to be all right. But again, because I was doing this straight off the top of my head, I wasn't thinking too clearly. There we go, put that one there, that one there. That's got a hole, we don't want that. So we want to put that one there. Okay. All right. I won't get the other thing I was looking for because I didn't take into account the thickness of the timber. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. It's still going to work out okay. So I'm just wondering. No, I might have that in there. Okay. Oh, it's hard, Max, getting back into it. But it's good. All right, so that's 390. That's 430, that gives me 40, that gives me 20 either side. So that's all right. And that's 410. Should give me 20 either side too. Where's a bit of scrap? It's going to be pretty close to 20, I think. For those that are new to the channel, you can tell these aren't pre-recorded or pre-thought out. It's just the way it happens. Or I think that's going to be okay. 20 on there, 20 on there, 20 there, 20 there, and 20 there, 20 there. All right, so now what I'm going to do is mark out where I've got to cut the rebates so these can become lap joints. They're not as long as I want, but when I actually look at it, it's the longest I with the piece of timber that I had. Dear. All right, so I'm going to use this. This is just a bit of scrap, and it's about the right size that I want. It's around 20 mil. I'm not really that fastidious on it, but if you use the same piece, it's going to be equal all the way around. Now work out how you want it, whether you want these on top or the longer ones to be on top. I prefer the stiles to be on top, and then the rails to go underneath. The other bits of wood that go up, the rails are the bits of wood that go at the bottom. So what I'm going to do is get my knife and mark that thickness of timber across. I'm going to use the to do the whole thing, to see which the nicest faces are. Because that's the ones you're going to see. Okay, so there's that one, that one. That one there, and that one there. So what I've done, I've just marked a cut there, a cut there, a cut there, a cut there. I've just done something to my laptop and I don't know what I've done. There we go. Now I'll get a square, mark these lines across. And as I've said many times, when you're using a square, put your knife or pencil where you want the mark to be, slide the square up to it, and then mark. That way you get accurate measurement. Now, using the bits of timber we're going to use, get the right width. Well, actually, we could do it two ways. We could use this as a gauge and draw a line down there. If you're not confident that you can do that without knocking the wood, just get a marking gauge, set it to the width of the timber, or just a little bit under the width of the timber if you like, and then put a mark. No, that's not going to work. I tell you, my brain is not firing well today. Okay, so measure the width of the timber, which in this case is 22 mil, and measure this cut here, which is 20. So that's 20 plus 52, that's 72. Set your marking gauge at 72. Tighten it off. Then just do a very light mark. In fact, you could possibly do it on the underside. And then put this up against there. Have a look, see how close you are. So there's the marking gauge mark that I did. Now if I put this bit of timber up against this cut here, you'll see the marking gauge pencil mark is just about visible, only just. So that's good enough. And again, if you don't want to do the whole score in one hit, get your square out, put your knife in where the marking gauge made its mark, draw down. And do that to all pieces. Won't do the styles just yet. Got that, we've got that. Okay. There. And it's a good idea to marking with pencil just where you're going to take your waste out of. Oh, what am I doing? I want a pencil, I want a knife. Then look at the styles and see what you want up and what you want down. See, I've got these horrible knots here. I've got a knot here that goes all the way through, but I might leave that at the front. And then these bits here, I can actually cut the rebate for the picture and the glass and everything to go in there. That way we can disguise it. So it's going to go that way, that's going to go that way. I prefer the hole at the bottom, so we'll spin that around like that. And we'll do exactly the same as what we did before. Mark your cut. The start of your cut there. We can bring that over with a, sorry, not that way. Oh yeah, no. And this time you're working on the underneath, because we're going to rebate or recess this part here, and then we're also going to recess this part here which sits over that. So on the bottom, do these marks. And then using the marking gauges before, put a mark. There you go. Now just continue those down with a knife. It's so nice to look up to my monitor and not see a yellow line going through it saying I'm not providing enough data. Whoops. Okay. Now you've got some decisions to make. Do you want it to be flush when you put the rebate over the rebate and make the lap joint, or do you want one to be a little bit higher than the other? For me, I don't know. Don't know. Let me think about it. I might have it marginally higher than the other. If you want them dead flush, what you do is get a marking gauge and divide this thickness in half on all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 rebates, and then cut down to that length. That'll give you flush. If you want it a little bit proud and you want to make it easy on yourself, don't go down halfway. Leave it whatever you want. If you want it to sit an 1/8 of an inch higher, leave a 1/16 of an inch fat on the centre line on both, and then when you put it together, that will make the top one 1/8 of an inch higher. Or the other way of doing it, which is harder for you, is you make this one halfway and then you don't go quite as far on the other one. But if you do it and leave them fatter than halfway, that will give you the same result and you don't have to adjust your tools, which is really, really handy. So, I don't know what thickness is this? Oh, I think it's 20 mil. Yeah, just over 20 mil. Okay, so if I go down 10 mil, it's going to give me a little bit coming up. I really want to come up, about that much. So I don't know, well that's about 6 mil I reckon. Yep, that's 6 mil. So I want this to sit proud, 1/4 of an inch or 6 mil. So if I wanted it flat, I would rebate 10 mil on here and 10 mil on here, it'd be flat. I wanted it to sit high by 6 mil. So if I only go down 7 mil, you getting this? If I only go down 7 mil on both pieces, that means the top has to stick out 6 mil. All right, we'll try it. We'll try it. Here we go. What did I say? 7 mil. Okay, so I'll just keep this. Okay, that's pretty close to 7 mil. Oh, we'll read it better on a rule that hasn't got glue all over it. So what I'm going to do now is just mark 7 mil to depth here. Now I'm not going all the way along because I don't want to come into this area that you can see, and I also want to have a cut off here. But if I mark this with a marking gauge in between those pieces on both sides, then I will continue that with a pencil so I know how far to cut down here, but I'm not actually marking the timber. I'll use a pencil for that. All right. Now these cut lines that I've done, I'm just going to bring them over the edge a little bit. So if you look there, those marking lines where I've marked down here, they haven't gone to the full depth, and that depth line that I've marked hasn't gone the full width. That way I've got a good indication of where I have to go using the knife, but I haven't marked any of the exposed surface, and I will do that with a pencil that I can easily rub off at some later stage. Oh, it's the marking out that takes the time. This is a good thing when you're doing a TV show or a video. You can just cut all this bit out. But because I opened my big mouth and said, I'll do it, I'll do it. I think the picture frames are really nice presents to give to people, especially even if you have a nice picture as a present and then you make the frame. Sort of makes it much more personal. Ouch. Hello, wife of mine. How you going?
Good. Just sort of
Will you come and say hello to everyone?
didn't realise that you were...
Oh, thanks, Ben. Welcome along. Hey, here's the trouble and strife. See, I got 2 eggs and put them up in the... So
Very
if you...
good. Where did you get them from?
Out of the chicken's bum. Where do you think I got them from? Well, I didn't personally. They left them in the nest.
Okay, well, I don't need to go checking them.
Well, I don't know. There might be another one. Margie's most likely laid one, but I'll get that later on.
It's fine.
For you to get everything done?
Yeah.
No problems?
No problem.
No? You want to keep that other one?
What?
The other TV?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. No, I just checking.
Yeah.
It's good.
I want to know, though, if Noah
Sure.
earned his pocket money.
Well, did he look after me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay.
So that's it. Look at it. Look at that. Look, look, look. She's a real... Whoops. Wrong one. Isn't she a farmer's wife? Little chook basket. Well, I'll tell you what, there weren't any chocolate ones in there on the weekend, was there?
Nope.
That's the first year.
Off chocolate, so he doesn't get any...
Yes, it was marvellous. I didn't realise they ate a lot of chocolate until Susie decided she didn't want to eat it anymore. That's it. But it's all right. I'm in a support group. Chocoholics Anonymous. Okay, I'm making the frame for Louis.
Okay.
Oh, that.
Have fun.
I will.
Bye,
I will.
everyone.
See ya. Okay. So now we've got that part. I can mark that all with a pencil and I know what I'm doing. So I'll put it in the vise for that, I think. Yes. I could use a ruler for that. I pass those wishes on, I shall. There we go. Okay, you can see now I've got marks there that I know how far to cut down to. I'm going to cut just above those marks, and then I'll use a hand router to clean them out. See, it doesn't matter if I go past the mark with a pencil because I can rub that out, whereas if you use a marking gauge or something, you've actually marked the timber and it is there forever. Oh, how many of these to go? The other thing I like about not going for flush straight away, many times you'll have a tendency to saw a little bit too much out, and then it's not a problem. I mean, you can build it up again, but then the stiles are lower than the frame, whereas if you have it so you got a little bit proud on the stiles, you can always go down and make it flush. The other way, obviously you just build it up, but if you don't have to double work for yourself, why make double work for yourself? Okay, let's cut these out. If you haven't got one of these already, it's called a bench hook. All it is, very, very simple. Piece of plywood, 2 bits of 2B1, screwed on, and it hooks over your bench like that. And they really are very, very useful bits of kit. So let's start cutting. Now I'm just going to cut down to actually just above that line. I don't really want to go past it. So just a little bit above it. After a while you can, I think it's about 3 cuts with this. So it's 1, 2, 3. And that's taken me as close as I want to get. So once you know it's 3 cuts, then you watch the line, but you know if you count 1, 2, 3, you're going to be pretty close to the line. Got a knot here, so I don't know how that's going to go. That took a little bit more because there was a knot there. Okay, so all the cuts and the rebates done. Now we just got to chisel them out. And for that, oh, I don't know, chuck it in here and see what happens. Don't try and take it out all in one hit. Oh, where are we? Oh. It really is good if you've got a sharp chisel. I'm actually hitting with that part of my hand. Don't try and hit there, it'll hurt. Don't hit there, it'll hurt. If you hit right there on the heel, it seems to be okay. Now, I'm not going to go all the way through. I'm going to come back the other way. That way I'm not going to get tear out. It's a little bit hard like that. Just don't force it. The other thing is you can just push. Have a look at your line. I'm pretty close to that. So what I'm going to finish this off is with a hand router. So I'm not taking it directly down to the line straight away. If you prefer, by all means, use a mallet. And then through. Turn it around, come the other end. It's getting a bit loose, that one. Try not to come through the other end. See, I'm just building that stuff up there. I can come back for that later on. Okay, let's do the rest of those. Oh, I mean, there's a lot of ways you can do it. You can actually come down to the cut like this if you want. And then go across. Doesn't matter. Whatever you're doing, providing you're happy doing it. Now that's 7/8, I might go for an inch. I think this might be No, I prefer the big one. Yeah, knots. Knots present a problem because you don't know exactly what they're going to do. Sometimes they can tear out and take a huge chunk of timber with them, which is not ideal. What it's going to do, so try and leave that. I think it's going to create a bit of a drama for me. So what I'm doing here, I'm going either side of that knot. I don't know if I can get in there. This is a flexi saw. That way I can just cut that twig out. And that's all a knot is, basically. It's just a twig. But it comes from, there you go. So that seems to have alleviated that problem. We'll find out when we come to final depth. Timber I'm using is very light. It's a Japanese cedar, so I don't have to belt it too hard, but if you're going into hardwood, eucalypt or something like that, you'd have to give it a bit of a thump and also be sharpening your chisels a bit more often. And yes, it's a lot quicker to do it on a table saw, which is a router, which is what I actually intended to do. Then I thought, nah, haven't done any handwork for a while. Well, let's see how close we are. Got to be happy with that. Just not there, which is what I want. If it's just not there, then you can gradually pare into your job. Whereas if you're there, you'll find when you do your final fit, every chance is going to be too big and you get a... Last one. Ooh, went a bit deep there. Oh, I think it's all right. Went a bit deep too. Okay. All right. And here we go. Now cut them to depth. And for that, I'm going to use a hand router. Or an old woman's tooth, or whatever you want to call it. For me, the trick with this is you do all the pieces at the same depth. So you don't bring one down to depth, do them all. That way you're not changing the depth on your router as often. Bring it down to whatever you reckon. That knot's causing an issue. What I'm using here, for those of you who don't know, this vise is an H&T Gordon bench vise. Great bit of gear. Through, because I don't want to have tear out on the other side. So I'll just do both from this side. At the moment, these obviously are going to be all different heights, but once you've done the initial cut with this, you'll find then you'll be doing it at the same height. Longer one. Oh, don't tell me. I tell you, I've got these holes. I've got these holes in my bench, and I could not have made them more inaccurate if I'd tried. There we go. Just tilt this one up too. There we go. Let's, if I switch to that camera, you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so now I've got this in here. I don't have to go back to the beginning. I can just give us a couple of winds, increase the depth of cut. So when I should have music going, isn't it? I've got to go and see Thea, and he's going to show me how to do split screens. You can hear that knot, can't you? I guarantee if I went this way with the knot, it'd tear out, which isn't ideal. I've done those, haven't I? Silly, silly me. Okay, so I can come down again more. I'm pretty close to my mark with this cut. If you have a look there, right on the pencil mark, which is where we want to be. Bit of weird sort of grain happening here, so I'm just going to clear that with a chisel. Okay, down the depth on that one. When you're coming in on your final cut, it's a really good idea just to clean up this edge. When I come in, you'll notice I'm just making little cuts. That gives me a sharp edge on the outside. Whereas if I just come in straight and go like that, there's every chance I'm going to tear fibres out of here and get a raggy edge along here, which isn't something we want. Once you get to the inside, if you have a look at what I'm doing there, that's fine, you're not going to see that. But on the outside edge, just little trim cuts like that. Nice, clean edge. Then when you're in the guts of it, well, if it gets a bit torn out, it's not the end of the world. You can see there we've got a nice clean edge there and a clean edge there, and it's a bit ratty in the middle. That's fine, but you don't want that on the outside. Might not be so important, just, you know, doing a daggy old picture frame like this, but if you're doing a piece of furniture and it's a drawer or a desktop or something like that, and you see the edges, it's just a good practice to get into. It's a little bit of finesse. And this one, the saw cut's a little bit shy, so I'm just going to drop a chisel down there and give me a clean shoulder. All right. Is that it? Have I finished? No, still got these to do. I tell you what, if you're still with me, I appreciate your loyalty. That is coming together. It's coming together. And I should be cleaning off the back veranda, but I'd much prefer to be doing this. Do you hear that, Susie? I promised her I would. So that'd be a job finished here. I was thinking of this hand router. I actually bought this when I was making rocking horses. That's going back a long time. Something special about handwork too, I think. Very relaxing for the mind. Let's try to get that knot down. The temptation is to just rip into it, but if you do, you're going to ruin it. I think if nothing else, woodworking has taught me patience. You see with that knot there, now it's still there. If I'd pushed that, it would have ripped that whole side out, but it hasn't. Okay, lucky last one. Louise, question for rebate plane. Step blades up, hang on. Got one for Louise. Question for rebate plane. Blade setup is skewed better. I personally prefer skewed. Oh, here we go. All right, that's H&T Gordon rebate plane, and yeah, it's skewed. That's the shoulder plane, it's square, and that's a Veritas rebate plane. So yes, definitely, I prefer skewed on a rebate because you can get right up into the corner, whereas if you've just got a square, sometimes it's a bit hard to get in there, and you're sort of cutting, even when you're planing, I prefer planing, skew planing, even with a flat blade. So if you're doing a rebate, it's very hard to skew. We're going to do a rebate in this shortly, and it's very hard to skew with a rebate because you're up against the wall. Whereas if you've got a skewed blade, you're automatically doing it. But we'll actually do it on this. I'm just thinking, can I or... I know what I'd like to do. Where's my... oh dear, okay. Yeah, these are more of H&T Gordon rebate planes, and they're skewed. I won't be able to use this one doing this job though, because I haven't got a clean entrance and exit. So we're going to have to be a little bit creative. I haven't thought that far ahead yet. What? Okay, got to finish this off. So I hope that answered your question, Louise. And that Veritas plane I showed you, this one, they've done a good thing, because a lot of times you'll get a rebate plane and it's skewed and that's it, whereas Veritas have actually got a right and a left. So depending what the grain's doing, you're covered with both options. Whereas if you've just got one, sometimes you'll find it's a bit limiting. I'm going to get him back into marquetry very soon, so I've got harps I've got to do, but I've also got a bed that I've got to work on, and I want to get into it, because also down the track I want to put marquetry in the harps. So guess whose veneer I'll be using? My bestest favourite is this veneer dyer. Louise has absolutely spoilt me with some beautiful veneers. The colours are just gorgeous, so I want to start utilising those very soon. This is quite a big cut for this one, that's why I'm sort of helping it with a chisel. All right. That appears to be that. So now I put this in here and we give it a nudge. It's just got to come down a smidgen. Had that conversation with grandsons the other day. How much is a smidgen? And we went through all the varying degrees of smallness. Half a fairies, quarter of a bees. They thought it was fascinating that people understood when you said those sort of measurements. Okay. This one here. I'm curious how you are going to rebate this frame. I have an idea how I would do it, but I want you to tell me how you're doing, because I haven't thought that far ahead at the moment. Okay. Now, let's see. I don't want to split it, but I just want to See how close we got. Okay. So I'm just gonna creep up on that. Where's that chisel? Just gonna make it a little bit wider. Okie dokie. So that should automatically focus. And it's not. Ah, there we go. Okay, so that's it. Those lines line up on both sides, and that gives me a little bit sticking high, which is sort of what I wanted. I'm thinking this as I go, so hang in there. All right, let's see if we can get this other one on. I'm just going to put a knife down there. So what I've done, I've got this corner locked into there, and then on this side I'm just drawing a knife mark to see how much I have to take off. It's not that much. That's good there. Let's have a look on the underneath. just that little bit there. Okay. Do the same for this one. So lock it up against this one here, and then on the inside do a knife line down there. That's pretty darn close, I reckon. Might as well do it for this one too whilst we're at it. See how close we are to being square. That's the other telltale thing, isn't it? That's pretty darn good. I'm not going to lose any sleep over that at all. That seems pretty good. That's got just a little bit taken off there. We'll flick these over. Let's cut a little bit on the inside. Not that much. No, I reckon that's... There you go. All right. Oh, made a little wind cancel fell off me mic. All right, so there's the frame. That's all put together. I've got raised edges here, which is nice. Now I've got to work out how to do this. And I tell you what, in all honesty, I would have gone over to the router and done it. But seeing Louise has put me in the spot, I've got to think creatively here. All right. That's how it's going to look. I can hear you. You're waiting for me to do something, aren't you, Louise? Hey, I've got to have a coffee. Why do I do live streams like this? I've got no idea. All right. I think I've come up with an idea. Let me just see if I can find a bit. I've just got to get a bit of MDF as a backing for it. Hello, what are you doing? Oh, you got a heap of room out there. Why don't you go and play in there instead of messing my shed up? Hey? Yeah, I know, you're a good pup. Chook. What? Sit there and blast and bleating at me. What are you doing? You're going to come in? There's a good girl. You just come in here. Now I'm going to, because you're causing all the mayhem, you might as well come and see the people and I'll show you. There you go. This is Snoopy. She likes being in the shed, don't you? But you're a pain. Yeah, you're a good girl. Yeah. Okay. She's camera shy. I'll take her out. Whoops, there we go. I'll take her out and put her outside with the rest of them and stay away from my shed. With some plywood. There you go. There you go, darling. There's a good girl. All right. What have I got? What have I got? What have I got? Yeah, go tell the world. Oh, I'm just looking. Oh. I don't know if that's going to be, I don't think it's going to be big enough. Let me just have a look. Let me have a look. Not quite. If I hadn't have cut that bit off there, it would have done absolutely marvellously. Here has a bit of potential, I think. Depends what else is on it. Yes. There you go. Oh no, I can't do that one. Oh, he's a bit. go. All right. I'll just rip this up on the saw and we can go from there. What do I want? Oh. $14 by 20 will do. Doesn't matter where you put something, it's always the next place you want to be. It's the rule of the workshop. We'll see how we go. All right. Well, that didn't work very well, did it? Oh, sorry about that. I didn't lock it. Okay. So that's going to be big enough for that. Chisel out the bulk and finish it off with a hand router, could do. But that is what I would do with limited hand tools I have. Just snooping around, Steve. That's all right, mate. Okay. So I might. It's only got to go to there, isn't it? I'm working it out as I go. As I said, I would do, normally I'd use a router, but because you put me on the spot. Okay. And something else I didn't think about, but doesn't matter. 6 mil. No, I think I'll bring that in. Another 5. I'll tell you what I'm doing, but I'm not sure what I'm doing. So just hang in there. Thanks, Louise, by the way. Okay. All right, and we're going 10 mil. No, I think I'll go in 15 mil. Because I'm feeling good. All right. To there. There. La rubber. Oh, I've got to go back in the roof too. So I had to, when we put the new Starlink satellite up, I had to obviously roof so I could put all the cables and that where they're meant to go. And I'm pretty sure I left my pocket knife up there. So I've got to climb up in the jolly roof again and retrieve my pocket knife. It's amazing how much you use a pocket knife. All right, and what do I reckon? 15 mil here, okay. All right. I'll mark these so I don't get confused. All right. So now we've got to get that out, and I'm thinking you're most likely right, Louise. Now, what have I got? Yeah, I think you're right. That's the only one going to do it. He's saw and chisel. Actually, what have I got? Oh, let's try it. What have I got? What have I got? What have I got? That one hasn't got any teeth on it. Let's try this one. That's Now, nearly there. Okay. That, I think we should nearly be able to get it out. Oh, I might even just try with a chisel. Whoops. Nah, making a dog's breakfast, so it doesn't matter. We'll just set up in a bit. Okay. Oh, actually, I think we're better off putting it in here and doing it. You ever have one of those days when you regret started doing something? This is one of those times. Anyway, doesn't matter, we're nearly there. glue we've got to do in there. That's a bit messy, so I'll glue that up. Have a go at this one. I'll try a different approach with this. Ba-dum-bum. I think this is going to be a lot easier. There you go, that's much easier. Forget the chiseling and sawing, just get a router plane. Well, I don't know if you've learned anything, but I've definitely learned something. Hang on, let me see how my battery's going. That's all good. Just a little bit more. No. Got to have them the same depth, so I'm just... That's all right. That's good. Okay. Well, that was a bit of a roundabout thing, wasn't it? What I'm going to do here, I'll do it off camera. I'm just going to glue another scrap bit of timber in there, and then I've got all that horrible tear out. I'll glue a bit in, then square it up, and it should look okay, but I'll do that off camera tomorrow. But let's see if we can fit the glass and everything. At least then we finished it, which will be good. Let me put all this stuff away. That's one of the longest streams I've done post-COVID, I think. See what happens when you get good internet. You can just lose yourself. And if anyone's watching and going, oh, this bloke doesn't know what he's doing, well, you're possibly right. But the thing is, that's how you learn, by doing things, not getting them right, and then working something out. And if you really want to challenge yourself, do a live stream and see how you go. But it's all fun. It's all fun. And eventually, you do come up with the answers. I will now know if I've got to do that. The hand router will do the job admirably. Okay. Whoops. Now, so I put this together, cut the back, cut the glass, and we should be way to go. 4, 2, 2, 4, 2, 2, okay. 2, 2. Okay. 4, 4. There's got to be 1, there's got to be 3. Oh, actually, oh no, we will clean that up where it's gone a little bit. funky. Now for the final measurement. Oh dear. Just under 450. Say 445. 445? Yep, 445. By, I reckon we go 310. 445 by 310. Where's that piece of plywood? We'll go over there and we'll cut that. $445. Did I remember to change the camera? I forget to switch it around. Okay, let's put a lock on this so it doesn't move. So 445. That's close enough there, I think. What did I say? 445 by 310, I think. Yep, 310. That's close enough. Oh no! I just cut it the wrong way. Idiot! I'll do it again. Well, what did I say? 445. There we go. What were we talking about for, Nathan? Measure twice, cut once. Yeah, good on you. Okay, so that's good there. Now I've got to cut a bit of glass that size. Okie dokie. What measurement is this? $4.45. $4.45. $4.45. So 4.45. What did I say? 3.10. There we go. I'll clean the glass up later, but just so you know what we've got, got the glass, got the picture, got the back on And what I'll do is put little cleats. I'll put little cleats here on the back to hold this down. But there you go. Framed picture. All done with hand tools. And yes, it took a bit of time, but it's okay. And where I've messed it up on the, which was it? Can't even find it. Well, actually, where it's messed up, you can't really see it too badly. Let me just move this in. There you go. It's actually down in that corner there, which you can barely see. So I don't know, by the time I've stained it and done a couple of other things with it, it's going to be okay, and my son can have that hanging on his wall. Well, that was what you call an impromptu stream, and I was going to make that frame, but I was going to use machines, I was going to use the router, and it would have taken me about half an hour. But it didn't. It's taken me a lot longer than that. But anyway, there you go. Half the fun of woodworking problems are, it is, but not when you're live streaming. But that's the answer, Louise. If you haven't got yourself a hand router, get one, they're awesome. Anyway, that's me, I'm exhaustipated. I know, that's the longest stream I've done for ages. Let me just have a look, see what that is. Oh! 3 hours, I can't believe it. 3 hours. Well, labour alone, there's $400 for the stream, for the frame. Anyway, doesn't matter, all good. That's it. I didn't intend to go that long, and I was filming something else as well. But it's good to know I've given Starlink a bit of a shove, and it works. There didn't seem to be much complaint from anyone. Let me know what you think, and if you want to do me a live stream, you want me to do a live stream on a particular topic, just let me know down below, and I'm more than happy to help out as best as I can. But that's it. I am absolutely whacked. I'm going to go and have a lie down. So this is Steve pulling the shed door down and saying, remember to keep it sharp, but more importantly, keep it safe. Look after yourself. Be kind to each other. Thank you so much for your patience, endurance and attendance. And if you haven't yet and you'd like to subscribe, please hit the subscribe button and the bell, and you'll know when I'm streaming. And then you can send me an email and let me know I'm streaming too, because I don't know what I'm doing half the time. So that's it. Look after yourself. Be kind to each other. And I look forward to having your workshop, see I'm tired, your company in the workshop again very, very soon. Till then, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. Catch you all later. Bless.